Are you someone who wants to buy an investment property, but do Sydney prices just seem ridiculously high right now? Have you heard that Queensland is a market to invest for growth over the coming years, but are you concerned because you just don't know the market? Are you someone who knows you should invest for your financial future? In fact, you probably should have invested a few years ago, but you've procrastinated, and even now you're scared because you don't want to buy an investment property and have that affect your monthly cash flow and your lifestyle? Well, if you answered yes to any of these three questions, then this is the video for you. Hi, my name's Nero Thambi-Pillay from Investment Rise, and I've been investing in property all around the country since the year 2002. In fact, over the last 6 years alone, I've helped my inner circle clients purchase over $61.8 million worth of property. In fact, in this video, I want to give you a case study about one of those clients. And then afterwards, if you like what you hear, for the first 10 people, I'm going to give you an opportunity to work with me for free. But first, let's get to the case study. A few years ago, I was speaking at an event in the northern suburbs of Sydney. Afterwards, a couple came up to me and they said, Nero, we loved what you said on stage. We loved how you've helped so many people invest safely and successfully in property. We love how they're willing to give you testimonials, but we're just scared. And I said, well, was it something I said? They said, no, Nero, we're scared because we're in our 40s. The only property we own is our home. Yes, we've had some equity growth, we've got some equity there, but we've also got a mortgage, and we're worried about whether we should be buying a property, but we really think we should. And ultimately, we're just scared, Nero. I was so touched by just how open and transparent this couple was with me that I immediately offered to sit down with them and go through their financials. So a few days later, we were sitting down and it became very clear looking at their personal situation that although they had some equity, they could not afford to buy an investment property in Sydney. Mind you, this was before the boom we just had. So I said, just because you can't afford to buy a property in Sydney doesn't mean you shouldn't be buying a property at all. There are plenty of markets out there with good growth potential. Let's look at buying interstate. That immediately got them even more freaked out because they thought they were going to be buying a property in their local area or maybe somewhere close to where they lived. And here I was talking about buying a property hundreds of kilometers away. So they had all the common questions and really good questions such as, well, will my property get rented? What about maintenance issues? The property's over there and we're here. What's going to drive the capital growth? In fact, what is the expected capital growth? Once we'd gone through all their questions, they realized they had a decision to make. They could either do nothing, just keep their money in the bank, and a few years from then be in the same position they were in at that time, which wasn't great, or they could choose to invest. They chose to invest based on my recommendations. And that first investment property turned into 5 investment properties over the next 6 years. They've had significant capital growth. In fact, one of their properties is in an area that's had 119.1% capital growth in the last 5 years, as you can see in this screenshot from realestate.com.au. Yes, that's more growth than Sydney has had. The positive cash flow from their portfolio has paid off their mortgage far more quickly than they would have done if they hadn't had the investment properties. And they've got incredible certainty and confidence about their future. In fact, I was speaking to the husband recently and he said, Nero, I almost can't believe what's happened to us. Good things like this just don't happen to us. I mean, we were so scared, we were so afraid, but we're so glad we trusted you and took that first step. Because if we hadn't, today we'd still be in that same position we were back then, only we would be so much older. You know, it's feedback like this from clients that motivate me to keep doing what I do. I absolutely love it. And look, I can't help everybody buy 5 investment properties in 6 years. That's just not realistic. But if you'd like to work with someone who's got the experience helping people buy property all over the country and can identify the key growth spots and help you with the entire end-to-end process, then I've got something special for you. For the first 10 people who leave me their contact details, there's a button on this page somewhere, I'm willing to work with you personally for free. Now, I can't help everybody, so there are 2 simple criteria you do need to meet. Number 1, you need to have access to at least $70,000. Even lower price markets like Southeast Queensland, that's the minimum you need for your deposit plus your costs like stamp duty and legals. Now, of course, that $70,000 could be in the form of savings, so money in the bank, or it could be in the form of equity in your home. And if you've had any sort of equity growth in your home, so if you've owned a home in Sydney for maybe 2 or 3 years, you almost certainly got access to that. So that's the first criteria. Second criteria is you need to have access to an ongoing income source. So that could be either you've been employed for a while or you've had a business for 2 years or longer. That's it. That's the 2 simple criteria. So if you qualify and you'd like my assistance to work with you and help you find a property that will cost you no more than a cup of coffee a day to own in high capital growth areas, then click the button on this page, leave me your contact details, and for the first 10 people, I'll contact you to see if we can work together for free to make it happen. So don't delay, do it now, click the button, and I look forward to speaking to you soon.